a thunderous rebuke from Moscow, Dmitry Medvedev declares the assassination of Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei a blatant violation of international law. His message is sharp and uncompromising. This, he says, crosses every red line embedded in the UN Charter and the global legal order. There is and cannot be any justification for this barbaric act of force. A cynical atrocity was committed in violation of all norms and principles of international law, including those enshrined in the UN Charter. Medvedev calls it a barbaric act of force with no justification. He describes the killing as a cynical atrocity that shatters the norms governing sovereign states. The language is deliberate, the tone unmistakable. Moscow is framing this not as a battlefield event, but as a rupture in the foundations of international conduct. Russia's position goes further. It condemns what it terms indiscriminate attacks against Iran, warning that such actions undermine stability and erode the credibility of global institutions. The emphasis is clear. Principles of sovereignty and legality must not be selectively applied. With this forceful statement, Moscow signals diplomatic alignment with Tehran and elevates the crisis to the international stage. The fallout now extends beyond regional confrontation into a wider debate over law, legitimacy, and the limits of power in an increasingly volatile world. North Korea has strongly condemned Israeli airstrikes and the US military operation against Iran, calling them illegal aggression and a violation of sovereignty. The statement, carried by state media, marks Pyongyang's direct entry into the rapidly escalating Middle East crisis.
The military actions constitute a thoroughly illegal act of aggression and the most vile form of violation of sovereignty.
In unusually sharp language, North Korea accused the United States of acting in a hegemonic and gangster-like manner, saying such intervention was inevitable given Washington's conduct. Pyongyang declared the joint US-Israeli campaign unacceptable under any circumstances.
The war of aggression by the United States and Israel is unacceptable under any circumstances.
The condemnation comes after Israel announced a broad wave of strikes in Tehran, reportedly killing Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. The dramatic escalation has raised fears of wider regional instability and a deepening global divide.
The actions of the United States and Israel clearly show their shameless and gangster-like conduct.
The statement also lands amid fragile diplomacy between US President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Despite recent hints that the two sides could get along, Pyongyang's latest remarks underline enduring hostility as the Middle East conflict reverberates far beyond the battlefield. Russia's President Vladimir Putin has sharply condemned the assassination of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, calling it a cynical murder that violates all standards of human morality and international law. Putin expressed deep condolences to the Iranian people, government, and Khamenei's family, stressing the international ramifications of the act.
Please accept my deepest condolences in connection with the assassination of the Supreme Leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran, committed in cynical violation of all norms of human morality and international law.
Putin described Khamenei as an outstanding statesman who strengthened Iran-Russia ties, emphasizing his role in shaping the Middle East and promoting bilateral cooperation. The Russian leader underscored that the killing could destabilize the region, with consequences far beyond Iran's borders.
In Russia, Khamenei will be remembered as an outstanding statesman who made a significant contribution to the development of relations between the two countries, Putin stated. The Russian leader conveyed words of sincere sympathy and support to the family and friends of the slain Khamenei, the government, and the entire people of Iran.
Russia's President Vladimir Putin has so far refrained from publicly commenting on the recent US-Israeli strikes on Iran, leaving analysts to read between the lines of Moscow's next move. Senior Russian officials have cautioned that the strikes risk pushing the region toward a nuclear crisis and could escalate tensions far beyond the Middle East.
Despite Tehran's willingness to engage in the diplomatic process, it is once again being stabbed in the back. Moreover, the fact that Washington has been steadily increasing its military presence in the region for so long only confirms the fact that the aggression against Iran was premeditated. The actions of the United States and Israel risk turning into a humanitarian and economic catastrophe. The threats to nuclear, physical nuclear, and radiological safety are of particular concern once again. The statements made today by US President Donald Trump that this operation is aimed at preventing Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons are not justified. Tehran has consistently stated that it has no such plans and complies with its obligations under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty.
Analysts suggest Putin's statement is both a moral condemnation and a strategic warning to the US and Israel. Moscow's support signals potential alignment with Tehran in political, military, or diplomatic arenas, increasing the risk of coordinated pushback against Western actions in the region.